There is so little research on the health of future mother with intellectual and developmental disabilities that we started from almost scratch.
We had a few goals. We wanted to actually establish the fertility rate in women with IDD, so figure out how many of these women were having pregnancies and how that compared to the general population. And we were also interested in looking at pregnancy complications, as well as how their infants fared in the first year or so of life. So, looking at both mom's outcomes and the baby's outcomes as well. We used data from the Healthcare Access Research and Developmental Disabilities program, where we've linked health and social services administrative data, and that allows us to identify all women with IDD in the province, and then within that group, identify any pregnancies that occurred. And we looked at a 10-year period and looked at every baby that was born to women with IDD during that period.
Their fertility rate is lower than the fertility rate in the general population or the population without an intellectual and developmental disabilities. But it's higher than one might think. And what is particularly interesting is that the younger group, so 18 to 24, their fertility rate is higher than the other age groups.
Young women with IDD have babies at about the same rate as young women without IDD. So this is really just highlighting the fact that this is a group of women that often have babies, and so their perinatal health is important to look at. Women with IDD have high rates of pre-existing health conditions. They have high rates of diabetes, and high rates of mental health issues as well. And those are known risk factors for poor pregnancy outcomes. Another important finding was that their pregnancies are quite complicated, so they're at increased risks for some pretty severe pregnancy complications like preeclampsia and blood clots as well. And their infants are at increased risk for poor neonatal outcomes like preterm birth and neonatal morbidity. So this isn't an issue that we can ignore any longer. There are over 400 deliveries in Ontario every year to women with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We can no longer say that this is a small number that doesn't need attention. We need to say, this is a growing group of mothers, and we need to pay attention, and we need to support these women to have the healthiest pregnancies and children that they can have.